everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Life with Nessa and I, and of course I'm Nessa. Now if you're new to the channel, this is the first time you're seeing any of my videos, let me just do a brief introduction. So of course my name is Nessa, and for the last 6 years up until December 2022 I was working in an auditing firm here in Jamaica. Left that job, got a work from home job with a US company, a property management company. 3 months in, your girl got fired, and now I'm doing full-time freelancing, and this is my way of helping others who may want to do freelancing, and also to document my own journey, my own experiences, and hopefully I can look back and say, girl, you have grown from these videos. So welcome. And if at the end of the video you like what you see, you like what you've heard, you can go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Of course, you can also like the video if you like what was happening here. And of course, remember to share with those around you who you think this video might be helpful to. Now, let's get into it. So, on one of my videos, I believe it's how I got started as a freelancer in Jamaica, somebody asked a very good question. And I told her, or him, I believe it's a her, I was going to respond via a video. And why? Because if you have good questions and other people can benefit from it, you come to the front of the class and you share the answer, correct? So that's what we're doing here. So the person asked, of course we all have skills, but how do we package these skills? And I thought that was a very good question. Because if you're being thrown into this new field, right? You've seen my videos, you say, hey, I think I want to do freelancing, whatever that is, and I want to offer services. What am I going to do? Because if we're being honest, traditional school as is, it doesn't train you for these type of things. Freelancing and non-traditional types of employment, non-traditional sources of income, right? And so it is really now you embarking on this journey to learn about yourself, about freelancing, what you can offer and how you can earn. And so I'm here to help. Now, I think in order to know how to package your skills, you have to know what type of skills you have. What skills do you have? What are you good at? What are you great at? Right? What could you be better at? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? And so I wanted to start from the ground up, which is first we have to identify our skills. What are my skills? Now, when we're looking at skills, we're looking at two types. We're looking at soft skills and hard skills, right? Now, soft skills are those skills that you aren't necessarily taught. It's a part of your personality. So, for example, being creative, being open-minded, being easily adaptable, being a good communicator, being cool under pressure, being a team player. Those are soft skills. We can't necessarily quantify those skills, meaning we can't give you a test to measure whether or not you're a team player. Okay, you can answer the questions, and it doesn't mean that in reality you are a team player. And then you have your hard skills. Now, those are or can be exchanged in a teaching learning environments like in school, university, whatever, as well as you can learn them through life experiences, practical training, correct? And those are quantifiable. Like I can give you an exam, I can give you a test, I can test whether or not you possess these skills and how efficient you are at doing what you said you are efficient at. Cool? So those are the two types of skill set, soft skills and hard skills. Now, when we're looking at it, and examples of hard skills before I move on, video editing, building web pages, being good at proficient with Microsoft Excel or the Microsoft packages, building apps, bookkeeping, right? Being able to write short stories, whatever. Those are hard skills because I can tell whether or not you can write a good story if I ask you to write one and you write me garbage and I know you're not that great at it, so you don't have that hard skill or you have not become proficient at it. Good. So knowing the two types of skills now, how do I then identify what skills I possess? And this is where you're going to do some introspection. A lot of us, I think, we are not as comfortable with identifying our skills because we don't see them as such. We're really good at stuff, and to us we're just really good at stuff. It doesn't, to us we don't classify it as a skill. Not only that, the teaching learning environment as is, traditional schooling doesn't teach us about earning in non-traditional ways such as freelancing, and so we're not really taught how to identify our innate skills, not necessarily, or even not the innate skills for soft skills, and as well how to capitalize on our hard skills outside of the traditional workforce and sector. And so we will have these skills, skills that we've probably picked up in our free time, skills that a lot of us, we have passion for things, and so we immerse ourselves in learning about it and exercising the skills, and we probably do it as a hobby on the side for fun, whatever. But these are earning potential skills, but we don't know that because society tells us, or the workforce tells us, or schools tells us that, hey, if you don't have a degree, if you don't have this, you don't have that, then you're not skilled. You notice that they kind of separate it into skilled and unskilled labor, because they do have a piece of paper to show that, hey, da 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 da. But in the world of freelancing, it's a tad different. Yes, for some things you may require a formal degree, but for most things you can use the knowledge and experience that you have and go ahead and do very well at it. So we're going to look at, how do I identify the skills that I have? Nessa, how do I identify the skills that I have? I have skills. Yes, I have skills. I believe you. How do I identify it? Alright, so we're going to go through a list of things. Get your pen, get your paper. I know that I talk really fast, and you can always slow down this playback speed of the video if that is the case. Or you can pause it as I say one and just write it down and go along. I really do hope that this video provides quality information. So we look at, the first thing we want to do is to make a list of your skills. And this might stump you, because now you have to sit down and you have to think about, what am I good at? No, what am I really good at? For me, when I was growing up, teachers used to tell me that I am very talkative. I remember being in grade 6 and teacher had a most talkative list in the classroom, and my name was at the top because your girl can talk. But over time, what I've realized is that I'm an effective communicator. I can communicate well, right? That has launched me into doing things like emceeing at weddings and concerts and whatever, because I like to talk and I can read a room and I know exactly what to say, when to say, whatever. So are you an effective communicator? Can you tell me something and I understand clearly what it is that you're saying? I'm not confused. I'm not misunderstanding, not misinterpreting. I'm really getting exactly what you're saying based on how it is phrased, based on how you deliver it. Okay. So I can talk and I talk well and people will understand from what it is that I'm saying. So I'm an effective communicator. Am I open-minded? Am I creative? What type of creativity do I have? A lot of us, like, if you know people who are artistic, not all are artistic, they will look at something and they see the beauty in it, and they can decorate it and they can just bring it to life, while I look at it and I'm stumped. I don't know what that is. So are you artistic? Starting with your soft skills, it's easier to start from there because that's just who you are. People will tell you, hey, you want persistent youth. That means you're determined. And if you have determination, you can master anything. If you are insistent on pushing through the obstacles and getting the job done, that is also a soft skill. So we're going to start there. Then we'll start to look now at hard skills. What hard skills do I have? For me personally, working in an accounting firm for 6 years, I have bookkeeping skills. I can do taxes. Jamaican taxes, yes, but the premises taxes, I think once you've learned the precepts, you can learn any environment. You just need to sit down and read it, and having prerequisite knowledge, it makes it a little bit easier to learn. So I can do bookkeeping. I can do, what else do I offer? I can build Excel spreadsheets because I have experience with Excel and I am very good at it, I believe. And even not being probably excellent, I have prerequisite skills. So I have hard skills. I'm good at Microsoft Excel. Some of you, or Google Sheets. Some of you, you're great at video editing. If you noticed, my intro video has changed, and I want to just big up my friend. Her name is just_Tanika1 on Instagram. She sent me this video, right, with excerpts of my original video and like pictures from Instagram and so on, which she took. She said, hey, watch your channel, love your daughter, she's so vibrant, and I just thought I'd do this for you. And I really appreciate it. Just_Tanika1. I think your name is Tanika. So I want to take this opportunity right now to tell you thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and that is going to be my intro video from now on. So she has video editing skills. May not be something that she sat down and went to a course for, but she played around with whatever platform, and she's doing great at it. So she has these hard skills. If you're good at editing video, your friend them always ask you if you take a picture them on and go out because you have the angle them and you will go down on knee and go around, and yeah. So you have great photography skills, or an eye for photography, taking good pictures, knowing what poses and what angles and da da da. So those are your hard skills. What else? A lot of you are good at social media. So you know everything about Instagram. You know how to flip, boom, flick and turn Instagram. You know, everybody have an Instagram question and them can link you. So you are an expert at Instagram, right? And that is social media management. You have social media management skills because you know how to use Instagram. You know how to make Instagram videos and have them come alive and people want to watch them and whatever. You know how to make funny content. You know just how to splice videos, stuff like that. So you want to look at the skills that you have that people are probably always asking you to do. If you're creative, people will say, hey, you can't make that poster here for me. You always do this. You always do that. If you're a creative, designing, whether it be interior or whatever, that is a hard skill. And again, you don't have to have a degree for these things. You could have just learned them through life experiences, through falling in love with passion and pursuing it and learning it and being good at it. So now that you've identified the skills that you have, soft and hard, the next one is to identify. And when you're doing soft and hard skills, it don't have to be everything that you're great at, but you can do it. Cool? Because the next thing on the list says to identify your strengths. What are your strengths? So in all the things that you've listed out, what would you say? Say we're going to rate it on a scale of 1 to 3. 1 being I'm excellent at it, 2 being very good, and 3 being satisfactory, need more work. Rank them in that order, and then you go down the list and you see all the things that have 1, and those are your strengths. And I want you to be honest as well with yourself. If you know you're not so great at it like me, when it comes to video editing, if you've even noticed, my videos aren't really edited that great because I don't like it and I don't think I'm great at it. But nevertheless, if you have that type of talent, write 1. Be confident enough to write that 1 if you know you're great at it. Cool? Don't think, but John can do. I don't busy with John. I ain't talking to John. I'm talking about you. Cool? Next one, consider your experience. What experience do you have? Like when I say I'm offering bookkeeping services, I've had 6 years working in an auditing firm. I've had 6 years dealing with accounting principles and practices. May not be all of them, may not be an extensive experience based on the firm and whatever, but I have experience. Now, could I balance a set of books on my own? Sure. Can I do bookkeeping? Yes, I can. Right? So you need to consider your experience with the skills that you have, and then now you can decide, is this experience enough? Because some of the time you might have experience, but it's not enough for you to be able to deal with the turning wheels of the service that you want to offer. Next one. So you want to consider your experience. Is it enough? Do I need to get more? What do I need to do? Based on what it is that you've listed to be your strengths, based on the skills that you've listed. Follow along. Next one. Research the market. What are others doing? And this is important because 1, it doesn't mean that you're going to do everything that everybody else is doing, but you at least need to know what is being done in the market. That helps you, 1, to position yourself better based on the skills that you have and the offerings that you can give, and also based on what the supply is. Good? Because if a market is oversaturated, you don't want to go in now and just start doing what everybody else is doing. You need to know what the market is doing to know how to position yourself in the market. Are you offering the same thing everybody else is offering? What makes you stand out? What's so different? And this is where things like niching comes into place. People say niche, people say niche, whichever one you want to call it, N-I-C-H-E. Cool? So you know what the market is offering. And for me especially, when I'm doing building an Excel spreadsheet, I don't build complicated Excel spreadsheets because those are a dime a dozen. What I do target my spreadsheets to small businesses, freelancers, people who are just starting out, people who don't have requisite accounting knowledge and bookkeeping knowledge, but they just need to see the amount of sales they make, the amount of purchases they've made, and just to see in as simple as language as possible what the business is doing or what their turnover has been for their services. And so that's my niche, that's my market. People, that's it. But I know what the market is doing. If you go on Fiverr, there are people who are building spreadsheets, but some of them it's a little bit more complicated. Some of them it's budgeting and because it's a big fad now to be budgeting. And it's great that you're budgeting. And I hope that we're doing that seriously. But I didn't want to be among the people offering a budget spreadsheet, because a lot of people, you'll watch YouTube videos, and I've had people approach me and say, hey, I want this exact spreadsheet from this person on YouTube. Go and buy it from the person. Likely they're selling it, so buy it. I'm not rebuilding that. If you want something tailored to you, specific to your needs and that can be helpful and useful. So I normally sit down and try to understand my clients what it is that they need and how I can turn that into a spreadsheet. Great. But if you want me to replicate somebody else's work, you come to the wrong place, because I can't do that. The person know why they built it, buy it from them. So you need to know what the market is offering, what's happening in the market in terms of pricing, in terms of supply, how great is the supply, how great is the demand for these services, stuff like that. Next one is to test your skills. Now, how are you going to do this? Well, you can offer free work to people. That's normally the easiest way. You have friends and family who want tasks done. And if you're not in a position to offer free services, fine. But you cannot price it at the market price because you're not an expert in the market as yet. So you normally want to hit a little lower. And you say, hey, you have the task, I can get it done. And you offer it at a lower price and you get it done. And you ask for their feedback. How was it? What could I have changed? What could I have done differently? And be open to criticism too, and constructive. And I'm not talking about people being mean and nasty. I'm talking about people really who want to see you strive for better. Saying, hey, I think you spent a little more time on this project than you could have, or maybe you could have done it this way, or constructive things that will actually benefit you in the long run. Cool? So you want to test your skills. Again, you can either offer your service to people who need it for free as an internship, or you can just offer it at a lower price than the market is going for. And of course, the next thing in how to identify your skills, you want to take courses. I feel like the light is changing and you're not seeing me. Are you seeing me? I'm seeing me? Either way, take courses. Cool. You have free pack, and I don't want anybody to tell me that, oh, I don't have no money. We live in the age of technology, and there's so much you can learn for free on the internet. There's a platform called Coursera. They offer free courses. You can learn free courses, digital marketing, social media management, stuff like that. They offer it. You can go sign up for it, just be dedicated to the process, and you'll learn. You'll get certification. Google has their own set of certificates that they do. They teach you how to do SEO, search engine optimization, how to use Google products, and they offer you certification, things that you can actually say, hey, I was trained by Google to do this. You want to learn how to use a particular software, for example, QuickBooks. I learned QuickBooks from QuickBooks themselves. Intuit has a platform that they train you how to use their software. There are so many places, even YouTube itself. If you're really willing to learn, even Instagram, you can find pages that are teaching the particular skills that you want to learn for free, and maybe even at a reduced cost, and you can invest in yourself. Because the reality is, even in starting out, you may not have the initial investment, but you're going to continue having to invest because the market is going to change. Offerings are going to change. For example, with the advent of things like ChatGPT and other AI, people are having to learn it. And then if you learn it quick enough, right? Because people might think, oh, it's easy. No, you're prompting the software, and the rule for IT is garbage in, garbage out. Giggle. So if you put in garbage, you're going to get garbage out of ChatGPT or any of the AIs, right? So if you can master it and manipulate it in a way that is beneficial to somebody, then you can go ahead and teach them how to do it. That's a service you can offer, but you have to be on the money and on the ball with that. I didn't want this video to be too long, but here we are, another day, another long video. The lighting is terrible, man. Anyways, here we are. Girl, look brighter now. So we've talked about how to identify what the skills are. Cool? We're going through the list. Now we're going to look at, I've identified my skills and know what I'm good at and know where to find information for things that I need to work on, and I've done all of the steps. What next? How do I actually go and package this thing now? Cool? And packaging is important because people, that's the first impression that they're getting of your skills. How you package it, how you present it to them. And then that is what is going to attract them to either take a closer look, or it may not, they might walk away based on what it is that you've done. So some quick suggestions here, and again, I don't want to take long, is to create a professional website. That's the first thing, and that's very popular in the freelance world. People have links to their websites, and when you go on, you'll see like their portfolio. You can see the services that they offer. You can see client testimonials. And creating a website, it can be cheap. You do have like WordPress, or I don't remember the other one, that will allow you to make a website for like a minimum amount, probably $10, $12 per month. If you're starting out, I wouldn't necessarily suggest that you take that upon yourself before you start earning. If you can, go ahead, but if you don't, or if you can't, you can use Canva. Canva allows you to create a website for your portfolio for free. I've done that, And it works out, and the steps are pretty simple. Canva guides you through. You publish your website, and you can always go ahead and make changes to it where necessary. And there are other sites. I can't think of the other one right now. I can't remember its name, but it does also allow you to do a free website trial. So you can research that and think about, how do I want this website to represent me, and go ahead and make it accordingly. Of course, it should be attractive, because ain't nobody reading nothing boring. A lot of people don't even like to read. So you need to grab their attention and keep it. Next one. Develop a strong brand identity. And in the world of freelancing, you are your brand. I am brand Nessa. Cool. And on Fiverr, I am brand Vanessa. Cool. And wherever other platform I am the brand. So I need to develop a strong brand identity. What is my brand identity? How do I want, when people see my face, what do I want them to think of? And this is going to help you to stand out. For example, for my freelance business, I have a business logo. I have a business name. I have a business logo. And I'm intending to do some actual printing on some shirts that I have. So when you see that, it's called Faith Freelancing Services. And faith, because you know we walk by faith and not by sight. And it is through the Lord Jesus Christ that we shall be successful. Amen. Amen. If you do agree, then moving right on. And yeah, so you want to create stuff like a logo, a tagline, and business name, a simple such. It can even be your name. You don't have that serious, but it should be something that when I want to identify the service or the service provider, somebody can say, hey, Faith Freelancing Services, I've seen this on Facebook, I've seen this on LinkedIn, I've seen this on Instagram. This girl does this, or this business does this. Cool. Or if you say Vanessa's phone calling service, because you offer phone calls and that's all you're focusing on, then you go, I know that girl, man, Vanessa's phone call service. If you want phone calls, that girl, or the name sticks. For example, there are a lot of things that we have called in Jamaica by the brand name for so long because of the brand identity. Pampers. I'm going to buy Pampers for the baby. Pampers is a brand, but because of the identity, the product has been so aligned with the brand that everybody named Pampers, full stop. Right? Now, you may not want everybody to be called Faith Freelancing Services, but at least your name is out there and people can identify you by that. So create a brand identity. Next one, write clear, concise descriptions. When you're describing a service, you don't need one whole 3 paragraph. And me personally, I love to read, but if I start getting bored and my belly start hurting me, I'm going to stop. Cool? So it needs to be clear and concise. Hit it from the punch. Who you are, what you offer, how can you help me? And that is important also when you're offering freelancing services. The client don't care so much about what you can do as they care about how what you can do can help them. So you want to focus on their problems, how you can be an asset to them, and how you can help them to solve the problems that they're having. Cool? Clear, concise, quick and fast. One and ready, 2 and drive. Good. Next one is to showcase a portfolio. And as I had said before, when you create a website, you can do that. But even without having a website for your portfolio, you can always go ahead and create a portfolio. And it should have your best work in it. So if somebody says, hey, send me something that you've done, you can always pull up the portfolio, send it to them, or you can send them the link to the portfolio. And you have to be very careful when you're sending people your work, having watermarks where necessary, or just having your work in a format where it cannot be edited and reused is important. Because look at me. The chopper them outside, and it's not just in Jamaica. There are people worldwide who are looking to rip people off, take their work and use it for personal gain. So you have to be careful. And next one, collect testimonials and reviews. And even on a platform such as Fiverr, testimonials and reviews are very important. You always want your customers to leave a review. Not everybody will, but it is helpful that they do. And some of the times when we're delivering an order, we might say, hey, if you really like this service, and you can go ahead and leave me a review, because it helps your business. In the same way, when you go on Amazon to buy something, wig, hair, shoes, clothes, whatever, what do? You check the reviews. This has 4.5 stars. This have 3.5 stars, because pricing alone isn't going to cut it for you. Or pricing is important, but some of the time the reviews that people give, hey, this product is amazing, and they start to tell you why it's amazing, then you go, you feel more confident in taking a closer look and maybe eventually purchasing. And it's the same thing when doing services. Somebody come out and say, hey, this worked for me. and that girl here bad panic cold calling, that girl here bad as a virtual assistant, or that guy here have the nicest voiceover voice you can hear, him offer the greatest this and the greatest that, when other people are giving it to you, people look and go, because they don't have any, the reality is, or the premise is, these people don't have any reason to lie, and there is really no gain from them lying unless you pay them to. But nevertheless, Fiverr tries to cut down on that as much as possible, and I think other platforms might have their own security measures that they ensure that the reviews are as, how do I say, natural as is possible. So yeah, people become more confident that other people have used this service and this is what they're saying about it, and it sounds like something that I would want to go ahead and try, and it makes it more comfortable to trust you and to solicit from your business. Next one, and I think this is the last one, is to set competitive pricing. Now, the value of the products will determine on the pricing, and don't be afraid to price your product based on what it's worth. However, don't be exorbitant and ridiculous. Do not be a chopper. Do not be an extortionist. Please be competitive in your pricing. Now, being competitive doesn't mean that you undervalue your product. Not in the least. However, if it is, for example, as I said, when you're starting out, you might want to hit a little below the belt in terms of pricing. So if everybody's charging $10, you might want to charge $7. Why? Because there are other factors that you want to get. You want to get your customers' testimonial and reviews. You want to get your experience under your belt. And you still want to earn some money. And so those may be the factors at that point that determine your pricing. But as you get more experience and you get more testimonials and you get more clients, you can up it. And if you get to a place where, listen, you are an expert in your area, anybody want that to start out and you them feeling, go ahead and charge your price. The only thing it needs to be competitive in is that you are delivering quality for money. Hello, people, now that's your money. Make sure that you're delivering quality for money, and at the same time you're making a profit. We don't go in business for vibes. We don't do anything that we're doing in this life for vibes. Good, there is a purpose, and if we're doing business, it is to make a profit, but not at the expense of your reputation and at the expense of your morals. Good. Make sure that what you're offering is indeed what it is that you're offering, and you're doing your best and your very best. And you can always price. People always pay for things, you know. People always pay for things. And when people might say, oh, if you charge that much, you're going to get less customers. That's fine. You're getting customers who know the value of the work that you're providing and who are willing to pay for it. And that's good, because most of those people, they don't have no time to give any problem. You know, they know the value of money, and they know what it is that they're paying for and what they want. And when you can deliver that, they pay their money and they go about their business. It's when you're starting out, you might have a little more, I don't want to say riffraff, a little more problematic and troublesome set of clientele, because they want to spend little and expect much. But because your goal at that point is to get experience, get testimonials, and to get exposure, you might have to just put up with it. But as you start to price, and you start to price out some people who they can't afford it, and that's okay. You know what I mean? If you think it's value for money, then circle back when you can afford it, and that's okay. You're not here to accommodate everybody. Good? You're not here to accommodate everybody. You have to know the value of a product, but at the same time, don't be ridiculous in pricing at the same time. Don't be selling me a dog named Joy or Roy or Bob, and him is a 3-foot dog, and you sell him sell him at the price of a Rottweiler or a Labrador or whatever. Don't do that. Alright. Now, one of the most important numbers is that you want to be professional in your presentation. Good, this is a business, and I want you to always remember that this is a business. You are your business, you're a brand, and you need to be professional in your presentation of your services. Good. Always try to maintain professionalism, even when you want to do otherwise. Always try to maintain professionalism. One, you never know who is looking, and two, at the end of the day, it is better to have that mode of operation, that modus operandi, than it is to go and defame your name and your business because somebody dry you out. Always try to present yourself in a professional manner. Present your business in a professional manner, your services in a professional manner, so people will look at you and take you seriously and want to do business with you. Now, we're at the end. This is a long video, 30 minutes. I really do hope you spend the time to watch the video and you learn something from it. And if you have, you can always just give the video a thumbs up, share it with somebody who you think would benefit. And again, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, you can go ahead and subscribe. We're almost at 500, and I'm so elated. When I started YouTube, I never thought that I have 500 people who want to subscribe, and the goal is to go bigger and better, of course, and we grow as we go. So thank you so much for watching, guys. It has been great. I do hope to bring more content that can help you in this journey to enter freelancing, especially if you're like a parent and a single parent and life hard and rough, girlfriend, guy friend, you can do it. It's not impossible. It just takes a little more grit and a little more work than probably you would think, and a little more learning, and I'm here to help you on that learning curve. All right, so thank you so much for watching again, and do enjoy the rest of your day. This was Life with Nessa and I, and your girl Nessa is out. Bye bye.